Well, how many times have I said it? It's hard not to feel bilked, isn't it? Just a few months ago, the Treasury Department stress tested the banks. The result was a call for massive new capital for them from us. Even then, academic studies were clear that the banks were making more than a buck. Top recipients, JP Morgan and Wells Fargo, cut dividends to investors only once. And, well, we all know what was happening at Goldman Sachs and Morgan Stanley. They were actually on track. Boy, were they on track to super profits, $3.44 billion in the second quarter for Goldman Sachs alone. Hank Paulson, a former Goldman CEO who once owned $700 million worth of that stock, told us last fall that if we gave to the banks, they'd give to us, right? In jobs and loans and new businesses on Main Street. So the public paid out. And we waited and waited while unemployment rose and wages sank. Come summer, and bankrupt states all across the country are shutting summer schools and parks. And still the public are waiting. And they've been wondering, what happened to those hundreds of billions we gave the banks? Well, now there's news from Special Inspector General Neil Barofsky, the overseer of those TARP bailouts. Where'd our money go? Of 360 banks that got money through the end of January, Barofsky reports that 110 invested at least some of it on the stock market, 52 repaid bad debts they'd taken out, and 15 used our funds to buy other banks. And that's not even counting the millions they spent lobbying against bankruptcy reform or credit card regulation. Now Barofsky's calling on the Treasury Department to require regular, detailed reporting from TARP recipients. Just in case you forgot, so far the Treasury has refused to collect such information. In a written response, Geithner et al. Are still refusing. Quote, officials have taken the view that the exact use of federal aid cannot be tracked because money given to a bank is like water poured into an ocean. Close quote. Oh, really? Well, that's a little different from how TARP was sold to us. Opponents of healthcare are all hot and bothered right now about $1 trillion. That's $1 trillion over 10 years for healthcare for everybody. Most opponents, or rather most estimates, put the final cost of the TARP fiasco at twice that. Would we have gone for $2 trillion to the banks, any of us, if we'd been told it was to pour money like water into an ocean, and a very profitable private ocean at that? What do you think? Write to me, Laura at GRITtv.org. Thanks. That's all we have time for today. You'll find everything you've seen on this show at our website, GRITtv.org. There's a place to comment on every story. While you're there, join our mailing list so we can let you know what's coming up, and subscribe to our audio or video podcast. We also have a Twitter feed. Just follow GRITtv or me on Twitter. And please become a supporter. We're broadcasting commercial-free across the United States on Free Speech TV, Dish Network Channel 9415, and you can ask for us on your cable or your local public television station. Thanks.